Hi, I'm Dwayne with World Outreach West. This week's devotional is one about the blessings that come from kindness. Do you know that being kind opens up doors and opens up avenues for not just blessings to come to you, but creates a way by which you can be a blessing to other people? Romans chapter 12 verse 10 says it this way. Paul says, "Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, in honor giving preference to one another." And of course, we all know that verse, 1 Corinthians 13:4, that starts off this way. Love is patient. Love is kind. And you see, the fruits of love are kindness and patience and things of that nature. And what it causes us to do is act out compassionately for people all around us, regardless of whether we know them or not, without expectation of anything in return. And the really neat thing about that is that God will bring blessings unto you if you just act in that Christ-like way. Well, let me give you an example of how this works. You know, in Philadelphia many years ago, it was a nasty, stormy night, just absolute horrible weather. And there was an elderly couple traveling through. This elderly couple stopped at several hotels and couldn't find a room anywhere when they came upon a small hotel and entered in. Well, they entered into this small hotel and explained to the clerk what was going on and that they needed a room. They just couldn't get through their travels with such bad weather so late at night. Well, the clerk explained to them there were several citywide conventions in town and no one had any rooms. But he said, "You know what, I just absolutely cannot send you back out into this weather. We just feel horrible about it. So, what I propose is that I have some quarters here on property. And I think it would be a good thing if you stayed in my quarters overnight." Well, he had to work the overnight shift anyway, and reluctantly the older couple accepted. And they woke up early in the morning and were on their way to check out, and the elderly man stopped by and thanked him so much for his kindness and his compassion that he showed upon them. And then he said, "You know, this is the kind of thing that makes you excellent management material. In fact, I'm going to build you a hotel one day to manage." Well, they all smiled and went about their day and parted company. About 2 years later, the young man received a letter from that very same elderly couple. And in that letter, it recounted the story that he had almost forgotten about that night of kindness that he'd shown them. And inside, there was a round-trip ticket to New York City. Well, the young man accepted the invitation to New York City, and when he arrived, the elderly couple was there to pick him up, and they drove him straight to the corner of 5th Avenue and 32nd Street. The old man then got out of the vehicle and pointed across to a building that was there on the corner. And they said, "Sir, this is the hotel that I've built for you to manage." Well, this building was a grand building of reddish stones and watchtowers on top like a castle. I mean, it was absolutely marvelous. And the young man looked in amazement and said, "You must be joking." The old man simply replied, "No, I'm not joking," and smiled. Well, the young man, taken aback, said, "Well, who are you that you can do something like this?" The elderly gentleman explained to him. He said, "My name is William Waldorf Astor." And if you probably guessed by this point, that was the original Waldorf Astoria Hotel, the famous Waldorf Hotel in New York City. And that young man, Michael Bolt, was indeed the first manager of that hotel. Well, you see, his kindness opened up that door for him, and he didn't expect anything in return, but look at the blessing that came back to him. Isn't that a wonderful story? Remember, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love. And it's that love that can't help but pay forward kindness. For full sermon downloads, you can visit our website at www.worldoutreachwest.com. And don't forget, every Tuesday and Thursday, we're continuing our online New Testament study at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. For any other questions, comments, or any prayer requests, you can email me either through the website or at pastor.worldoutreachwest.com. And until next time, God bless you.